everybody. So as all of you know that have been following me on the channel here, I have a really big international competition coming up at the end of October. And what I want to do is I want to invite you in on the ground floor and show you how I'm training to prepare for this event. I know that I did some lives before on Monday and just kind of got off track, but every Friday night at 6 p.m. we are going to be going live with my sparring training. Now, what I want, you guys are more than welcome to follow along. You guys are more than welcome to like jump in and out, whatever. But for those of you following along tonight, we are going to be doing the typical 15 rounds, 2.5 minutes on the timer, 30-second rest, and we're going to be going for about 44 minutes. Now, the big thing that I want you to remember is just like follow along. Feel free to take a break when you can. We're just going to be rocking out. I'm going to get my timer set up. The only equipment that I am using today are going to be my boxing gloves, just because I enjoy the resistance on my hands, and then some cones and a jump rope. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get my timer set up. We got about 15 seconds. Let's get right into it. All right, so we're going in 5. All right, so my first drill right here is just going to be my front hand blitz. I'm just going to start in my set bounce. Okay, right here, front hand, backhand, working that push through, and then I'm just going to be pushing back on my toes, always moving 1, 2, 3. Good. Pushing back, pushing back, pushing back. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Pushing. 1, 3. Good. Nice. Just moving, working on sweat. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Remember, front hand on those toes. 1, 2, 3. Push it back, push it back. Here we go, here we go, here we go. On those toes, hands up. Push, push, push. Nice. Running through, running through. Here we go, here we go, here we go. If you're following along at home, on those toes, left, right, left. Okay, push it back. Hit that set bounce. On those toes, right, left, right. Okay, I want you switching every single time, working that switch, working that switch. Okay, I want you to think about having a good side and a better side. Push, pushing back, pushing back. Here we go, here we go. Got about less than a minute left on this round. Here, boom. And I'm not working on trying to punch as hard as I possibly can right here. I'm just dialing in that technique. My goal is to keep moving, find a good pace to get me through the entire round. Okay, I don't want to come out on my round pushing too hard and not be able to make it through the whole round. When I'm sparring, when I'm going to competition, okay, I want to be able to keep my momentum through the entire round. Okay, on those toes. 10 seconds, 10 seconds, here we go. On those toes, on those toes. Good. Push it back, push it back. One more. Boom, there's time. All right, so if you're following along, this is your break. Okay, keep some water close. Everything else like that. Now, you can go ahead and slip your mitts off if you want. We're gonna go into a nice leg drill. Okay, so what I'm working on here, okay, is gonna be my D side. I'm gonna be visualizing that attack coming in. I'm going to be working my check, and then I'm just going to be working my defensive side. Now, when I'm working my defensive side, you'll see me fade away because I want to let that fighter start to push me. So here we go. Up, push. There's my crossover, setting me up for a spinning hook or, boom, a spinning back. Okay, so I'm here. I run it up. Ready? Push. Here we go. Bring it on back. Ready? On those toes and push. Just letting those hips get warm on this first kick round. Boom. There we go. Find it back. Boom. So a big part of training when you're training by yourself is being able to visualize that opponent. All right, it's just like shadow boxing. That's all we're doing right here. Whew. Okay, I don't always have a training partner. I don't always have a sparring partner. So I gotta make the most of my training just by myself. Here we go, here we go. Oh, not having a sparring partner is no excuse. And then just keep pushing, just keep pushing. Work through the round, okay? I know it seems kind of boring to just do the same thing over and over and over again, but it's that kind of ability, that kind of discipline that keeps you sharp, all right? That ability to do the drill through the round until it's done. It's perfect every time. Ooh, that's how we get there, right? Coach asks me to do 100 kicks, I'm gonna do 110, right? Here we go, here we go, here we go. Boom. Visualize less than a minute here if you're following along. Here we go, here we go. Toes, always moving. Make sure that set bounce moving. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And when you're doing this crossover, make sure you cross to the front. That way, you set up your spinners. Okay, whether it's a spinning back or a spinning hook, boom. Right? We just want to be ready to go. Hips warm, boom. Boom. Good. Here we go, pushing, pushing. On those toes, boom. 10 seconds here. Ready, ready, ready. Boom. Report back. Last one. Time. All right. Okay. So, right here I'm going to be using my cones. All right. If you don't have cones, you can use your mitts. If you got anything, you don't really need anything here. The big thing that we're going to be working on is our pendulum step and working our angles. I'm going to go outside, middle, outside. And I am only working my right side on this one. Okay, so find your bounce. We're going to go out, middle, out. And these footwork drills, oh man, holy cow. This is where you got to kind of dig deep. We're always moving through. They're boring, but they pay dividends, all right? This is the eating your broccoli of your workout right here, okay? It's not flashy, it's not glamorous, but this is where those real gains happen. Because if you can't fight in 3D, you can't move and utilize the entire ring, okay? If you're fighting on the train tracks, you're in trouble. Here we go, boom. Always moving, always moving. I don't even look at the clock, I'm just waiting, just waiting, just waiting. Okay, here we go. And like I said, if you don't have cones, all right, use your mitts. If you don't have mitts, put some painter's tape down. If you don't have painter's tape, just visualize those angles. Visualize those angles. Here we go, here we go. Moving, moving, moving. Training hard. 7 months to get ready. What are we going to do with that 7 months? What am I going to do with that 7 months? Well, I'm going to completely transform myself is what I'm going to do. Because not only do I want to win, I want to dominate. I want to make sure that those fighters in Germany go, what was that? Who is this 42-year-old guy? Like, what does this guy think he's doing? That's what I want them to think. And I want younger generations of martial artists to remember that your career isn't over in your 20s. As long as you're taking care of your body, making sure those injuries get well rested and well repaired, okay, you can do wonders, right? Boom, boom, boom. I am 41 years old right now, in the best shape of my life. Why? Because I want it. I want it. I want it. I want to be in shape. I want to be strong. I want people to be inspired by my discipline and by my action, okay? Not afraid to do the hard and boring work. Eat your broccoli, okay? Do your footwork. Time. All right, so this time, we're gonna be working our backhand blitz. Okay, so I want the backhand to fire first, front back. Always think of your combinations in 3 to 4, right? So I'm gonna be pushing 1, 2, 3 hands. I'm not gonna take off until after my second hand. Ready, on those toes, back, front, back. Okay, here we go, report back. Now, if you guys watch my channel, you guys understand that I'm a stickler about getting back to your line. Okay, when we get back to our line, we control the pace of the fight. All right, so we're ready. If our fighter's taking their sweet time, okay, that's a sign they're getting tired, right? If they're taking that time to get to that line, boom, I want to be there. I want to force the refs to call as soon as possible. Boom, okay? And then as soon as that fighter gets there, I want them to be call and go so that I can take off. Whether it's I need the momentum to swing back in my favor or I want to keep the momentum, right? I just keep working. Now again, I'm not punching as fast as I can. I'm working on my accuracy. I'm working on my details here. Boom. Okay? I want to find that midsection. I want to find the side of that helmet. Boom. I want good scores. I want to make sure that my hands are coming back. Boom. Making sure my guard is there. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Run it back on your line report. Here we go, here we go. Boom. Good, good. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Boom. Nice, nice, nice. Keep pushing, keep pushing. If you're following along at home, we got 45 seconds here. Okay? I hope you're working with me. If you like watching me sweat, that's cool too. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Nice, easy on those pushes. And the other reason why I like the accuracy here is I am traditionally a really tense fighter. Okay? So I have been focused really hard on trying to relax a little bit more, especially in competition, okay? Because tension, like if I'm tight, all right, I'm gonna be slow. If I'm relaxed, I'm gonna be nice and smooth and fast, all right? So that's always what I'm thinking about. How can I be a little bit more relaxed in the ring? All right, this is gonna be our double pump, okay? And the only reason I do a double pump and not a triple pump or a quadruple pump is I just like the extension and I just need to get used to the chamber, right? That's all I'm looking for. So on those toes, I'm looking for movement both times, pop, pop. And again, I'm not looking for my highest kicks here. Boom. I want to be kicking on the wall, all right? Or right in the chest, okay? And then I want to be focusing on my forward momentum here, right? I want to press that fighter. I want to press that fighter. Make him feel that pressure. Boom, okay? Every time. And I don't need to be a super talented kicker here, right? I am not a good kicker by any stretch of the imagination, but I still need to use my legs to keep my fighter honest, to keep that distance, right? Boom, boom. Here we go. Keep moving, keep moving. Whoa, whoa. On those toes. Whoa, whoa. And again, this is broccoli, all right? There's nothing sexy about this workout today. It is all just basics, okay? Because your basics win, your fundamentals win. I could look flashy, but I'd rather win. Same kick, as many times as it takes. Here we go on that line. On that line. Hands up. Keep those hands up through, right? Try and get waist or better. Your waist or better. Right? That's where it starts. Waist or better. As you get warmed up, the kick will want to float. Give you a little bit more height. Here we go, here we go. Toes, toes. 30 seconds if you're keeping up. Here we go. And again, my goal here is to get through the round, not gassing. I want to keep myself motivated through. Breathe, don't forget to breathe. You'll hear me breathe on those out motions. Time. All right. More vegetables for you, okay? Jump rope. This is the easiest way to just get in some extra for that footwork. Now, if you're new to your jump rope, you're only looking for short motions. Also, invest in a good jump rope, right? Make sure it's working, okay? Don't just spend $3 on a Walmart special. You know what I mean? Like, actively think about your equipment, okay? If you want world titles, if you want national titles, if you want to win and succeed, you need good equipment, all right? And if you mess up, just get back on it. Jumping rope is one of the most awesome fundamentals. We work, we move, okay? We're just working on that timing. Always moving, okay? That is my goal. I don't want to stop in the middle of the round. I want to be that fighter that's alive and moving, pressing, always pressure. I might not win every round, but that fighter is going to feel pressure the whole time. The whole time. I want them to feel like I just made them run a marathon. Run my fighters ragged. And if they're going to beat me, they're going to pay for it in sweat. Every time. Here we go. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. If you're no good at jump rope, check out my shorts. Got a couple of good jump rope tips. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. And I don't really care what your jump rope routine looks like. If you've got a really solid one, like if you're a better jump roper than me, that's awesome. The goal here is, again, to move. Move, move, move. Less than a minute. Here we go. All right, got the sweat coming down. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Keep it up, 10 seconds. All the way to the end, don't quit now. You got a break coming. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Time. All right, here we go, back to those minutes. Anybody who's ever watched me in between rounds, you know I'm a pacer, right? I have trouble holding still once I get my heart rate to a certain point. All right, now this drill here, we're gonna be working, scooping that side kick out of the way and countering with that backhand punch. So here, scoop, 1, 2, okay? Make sure you combo up. Ready? Scoop, 1, 2. And again, just working that accuracy, working that fluidity. I want to be loosey-goosey. Loosey-goosey. Here we go, here we go. Bring it on back, bring it on back, bring it on back. Here we go. Those toes. Working, working. Toes, toes. Make sure to breathe. Make sure you switch toes every time. Okay? Be a live fighter. Be a live fighter. Always moving. Here we go, here we go, here we go. On the line, on the line, on the line. Bring it on back, bring it on back, bring it on back. Nice. You see how I'm moving out of the frame, right? That means I'm closing that gap, right? Closing that gap. Don't let that fighter go. Don't let that fighter go. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. On the line, on the line. Toes, toes. Bring it back. On the line, always back, always back. Here we go. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. 20 seconds. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And when you're doing that scoop, get a big motion. Big motion, boom. Don't just settle for a little bitty scoop, okay? Big scoop. Really make that leg, force that leg to land heavy. Time. All right. Big deep breaths. 20 seconds, we go. All right. This round, we're going to be working our hook round. Now, I'm going to be trying to get this kick about as high as I can. All right. It takes me a long time to get these hips loose and warm, but it doesn't stop me from working what I know I should be. So, hook round. Reset. Find your bounce. Find your bounce. Hook round. Good. Here we go, here we go, here we go. All right? And this kick doesn't have to score to the head. The hook kick is a great way to knock those hands off their line. Disrupt your fighter, right? Okay? I don't have to score with a beautiful kick every time. I just need my fighter to stop hitting me sometimes, or I just need to disrupt their rhythm. Okay? That's all I gotta do. I don't have to be pretty. I need to be effective. Okay? What you wanna ask yourself when you're in the ring, am I pretty or am I effective? Right? Pretty or effective? Be effective. If you can be pretty and effective, man, I'm jealous. I gotta settle for effective myself. That's it. Toes, toes, moving. Good. Back on that line. Back on that line. Here we go, here we go. Toes, toes. Ooh, that one was off. That's all right. We do it again. Make sure you're working those folds, those chambers. Okay, that's the big thing I could be working on right here. Okay, is working, making sure my roundhouse comes back where it's supposed to be, versus knowing I'm at the end of my kick combo and letting it land heavy. Toes, toes. Here we go, here we go. We're past the halfway mark. Now we gotta finish. There we go. Toes, toes. Toes, toes. Step it up. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Back on that line. Here we go. 10 seconds. Time. Normally, I go back for thirds and fourths. All right, this time I'm going to be left. Same drill. Outside, middle, outside. We go in 10. Here we go, here we go. Now this is just the most basic variation of this drill. We can incorporate fakes. We can incorporate hand combos as we get a little better, okay? But I just want my pendulum step, or my ghost step, or we call it a shuffle, okay? There's a ton of names for this, but I want this to be smooth. Again, all I want to think about going into competition is smooth. Smooth and relaxed, collected. Yeah, I might be nervous. I might be a train wreck thinking about who I'm going to be fighting in competition, right? Okay? But that's fine. Nerves are good. Nerves are good in the competition because it means you care. If you don't have nerves, you don't have any right to be there. You're going to get hurt, or you need to be elevating your competition. Okay? That's what you want to be thinking about. If you're not nervous about competition, it isn't hard enough. Okay? Be nervous. But on top of being nervous, be smooth. That is the most important thing that I want you to take away from any of our training sessions, is the importance of smooth. 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 I'm not choppy. I'm not tense. I'm just relaxed. I've done this a million times. Situation. I'm just going to show up and I'm going to fall to the level of my training, yes, but I'm going to make sure that level of training is here, right? Expectations are here. Training is here, right? I'm going to crush it. Boom, boom, boom. If it's not cockiness, don't confuse my confidence with cockiness. I need that mindset to push me through, right? I need that mindset to lift me up, okay? My training is here, okay? So that way when I fall, it's only a little fall. It's not a giant fall, okay? I was good enough to make the team, and now I need to be good enough to win. Not good enough to win and good enough to make the team. Those are two different types of good. Here we go, here we go. Time. All right, we're into our last 6 rounds. 2 more of everything. 2 hand rounds, 2 leg rounds, 2 more footwork rounds. Then we're done. All right, we're gonna call it a Friday night. Go home, relax, get ready for training tomorrow. All right, this hand drill here, okay? I wanna be working my fadeaway. So last time we worked our cut, this time we're gonna work our fadeaway splits, okay? So I'm creating the angle, right? Angle, push. Here we go, here we go. Good. Angle, push. Back to that line, quick as you can. Angle, push. Angle, push. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Ha. Okay, we got 15 minutes of work. 15 minutes of work, we're almost done. Boom. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Boom. Ready, ready, ready. Boom. Fade. Push. Here we go, here we go. Fade. Push. Push. Here we go, here we go. Come on. Boom. Halfway done with this round. Always moving, always back. Find that rhythm. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Back on that line. Okay, I'm feeling that backhand get lazy. Okay? Talk to yourself. Remind yourself. Boom. Okay? Where do my hands need to be? Where do my hands need to be? I'll admit, my hands get lazy too. Okay? Or I take in that typical point fighter mentality, right? But I want hands up. I gotta talk to myself about it. Last one. Time. All right. This round right here. D side, spinning back. Okay? Now, I normally prefer this one on a bag because I like the resistance, but since my frame is so tiny, okay, for this live, we'll just keep it to the air. Now, when you're working your D side, make sure your check is there. Make sure your hands are coming around on that spin. 1, cross, 2. Okay, so nice and easy. Ready? Side, cross, spin. Let their momentum push you into the spinning back. All right? Your head doesn't have to come all the way around. A good fighter uses their peripheral vision. Okay? I just need to have a beat on my target. I just need a spot. Boom, boom. Good, good, good. Here we go. Here we go. Push, boom, boom. On the line. Ready? Boom, boom. Again, check, pop, pop. Make sure they earn that back knuckle. All right? If they're going to score, boom. I want them to eat a little bit of my side kick. I want them to rattle. Boom. I might not score every clash, but I want that fighter to remember me. Wanting to think twice about that blitz next time. Boom. And this is a real easy conversion into a spinning hook, right? That's all you gotta do. Just elevate. You show them the back, boom. They've seen it a couple of times. You set up for that spinning hook, okay? It's just like setting up the run game in football. You pass, you run. Here we go. Less than a minute on this round. We're getting into the last 10 minutes of work. Here we go. Boom. You got 10 minutes left, right? I know I do. Last one. Push. Score. Time. All right, so get that jump rope back out. So I'm really jamming right now. Hope YouTube doesn't get mad at me about being able to hear my music. All right, back on the skipping rope. In 5. Get it moving now. Here we go. Here we go. Feeling good. No better way to spend a Friday night, right? You know, improving, getting better, okay? inspiring the world to be better through our example, right? You know, we've all got somebody in our lives that we want to help elevate, whether it's our children, maybe a partner, maybe our friend that's going to let themselves go a little bit. Maybe it's just for us. Maybe we just got to remind ourselves that we're capable of good, great, hard things. Okay, we carry through. I've really taken the new century martial arts motto to heart. Exist to inspire. That's what I think of when I get out of bed every day. I might not be the best. I might not be the prettiest. I want my discipline to inspire. Okay? I want to motivate you to lift yourself up. If I can convince one person to get up off the couch tonight, I hope it's you. Okay? And if working out isn't your thing, shoot. Go chase something. Right? Go do something hard. Go learn a new skill. Okay, here we go, here we go. Almost done. Last time we'll see the jump rope today. We'll get the cones out next. Our last footwork drill of the night was a little bit more fun. Here we go, here we go. So I hope you stick around to the end. The last footwork drill is a banger. 20 seconds here, come on. Ah, drats, I almost made it. 10 seconds. Time, all right. Last set. One more hand round, one more foot round, one more footwork round. All right, this one we're going to tell a story, right? So we're going to cut. We're going to try and draw the blitz by crossing. We're going to fade and counterpunch. All right? The hard part is remembering to switch. Okay? Step, cut, turn, counter. Switch sides. Step, cut, turn, counter. Okay? Draw the fire. Draw the fire. Boom, hook. Tell the story. Right? Be convincing. Get them to follow you. Get them to blitz. Be a ghost. Counter. Hook, hook, boom, boom. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Step, cross, turn, boom. See, I did that one twice. It's all good. Step, cross, turn. Make sure your counter's there. Ready, ready, ready. Hook, hook, boom, fire. Here we go, here we go. Step, step, turn, fire. Hook, hook, turn, fire. Make sure those hands get around too. Hook, hook, turn. See, I like that side. I like that sound. I keep going back to it. Good. Almost there. Almost there. Okay? 2.5 rounds to go. Boom. Just think smooth. Just think smooth. Boom. Boom. Nice and easy. Not asking for 120 miles an hour. Right? Hot draft, there it is again. Same side twice. Boom. Now, I'm feeling something I gotta correct on myself. Before I step, I'm feeling myself kind of give myself an extra. Make sure your cross step is the first step. Right? Catch yourself. Let's pay attention to what your body's doing. Your coach doesn't always have to holler at you if you're listening, right? Here we go. Hook, 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 hook. And then I'm stalling too, okay? So I must be getting tired. It's been a long day. But long day or not, no excuses, right? We show up, we train, we do it tired, we do it angry, we do it sore, right? Time. Okay, so this one we're going to be working our angle off side kick. So I want to angle, I want a side, I want to reset. All right? You work your angle, find the target. Step, fire. And again, I have to slow down on this one. This is a relatively new drill for me. Okay? The idea of angling on my kick, okay, is, I mean, it's not a new idea. I've always known that an angle is the way to go. It's just thinking of ways to train it. This is one of the greatest things that has helped me elevate my game. Off, fire. Okay? Angle, fire. And again, I don't need it to be pretty. I just need it to be effective. Angle, fire. Here we go, here we go. Less than 5 minutes of work. Less than 5 minutes. Almost done. Then you can go about your business. Here we go, here we go. Angle off, find it. Angle off, find it. Here we go, halfway down. Boom. Round's almost over. Next toes. Moving. Shaking, driving, pushing. Here we go, 35 seconds. Moving. 20 seconds. Almost there. Almost there. Forgot to go forward through my fighter. Left side. Giving me the guff. Time. All right, last round, everybody. All right, just outside of shoulder width with your obstacle. Okay, figure 8, lateral high knees. Figure 8, lateral high knees. Last round, okay? Eat your broccoli, here we go. Start on the outside. 2, 1, this is it. 2.5 minutes of work through, working forward motion, backward motion, lateral motion. Same drill. The hard part is, like that last hand drill, remembering which direction am I supposed to go, right? So, who cares? If you make a mistake, if you only do a half a figure 8, you know, whatever. Get it right the next time. Be hard on yourself to do it right, but don't be so hard that you discourage yourself, okay? You want positive self-talk, I can do it, okay? If you make a mistake, suck it up. Admit your mistake, get back in there, right? I'm gonna make mistakes over the course of this next 7 months, and I am really bad at talking down to myself, really bad. So I gotta find that positive self-talk where I'm gonna burn myself out, right? Coming up on halfway, almost done, less than 2 minutes of work, less than 1.5 minutes of work. Here we go, 1:15 left. Almost done. Then you guys can go about your mat. For those of you that stuck with me, I really appreciate it. See, pick it up, boom, back on it. 1 minute, here we go. Last one. Finish hard, finish strong. Be proud of yourself at the end of the day. We do what others won't so that we can do what others can't. I'm full of that crap. Okay? I'll give you cliches all day. Here we go. Almost there, almost there. "30 seconds, come on. Almost done." I'm just reminding myself too. It's been a big day of training. Try to go over the cones, not in front of the cones. Almost there, 10 seconds. Last one, laterals. Time, oh man. All right, guys. Okay, for those of you that made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate you. Okay, make sure you're sharing the channel with everybody. All right, if you're interested in training with me, all right, every Friday night at 6 p.m., okay, I will be here for the next 7 months leading up to this competition. So, come work out with me. Let's get ready together. Until next time, train hard, fight fast, score first. All side.